Hey everybody, Brandon Shiga here for week one of mobile development frameworks. Just gonna go over my code here really quick, and then I'll kind of show you what my app looks like. So this is my first view control. Oh, I guess I'll start with the storyboard. So here's what my storyboard looks like. So I have a navigation controller that just sets this table or this view controller as the root. I have my custom cell here with my label and my edit button, and then I have a segue that just takes you from the cell to the second, I just call it second view controller, which just has a text view with the placeholder of game info. So my view controller here, I have two arrays, one for the games and then one for the info. When the app loads, I set the delegate and the data source to self, which is the view controller, the main view controller. And then I sent the background label of the main label just to a color I picked in this color generator. So my games array has a list of 20 games, and then my info array is this huge array which actually has the info, or I guess a short description for the 20 games. Then here's my prepare for segue. So if the identifier is this game info, which I labeled in the storyboard, then I get the path of the current selected row, and I store it in this variable. And then I set I have a property in my in the second view controller, which is called game info string, which is just a string. So I set it equal to the info array at the index path, which is the path.row. And then here's my number of cells function. So this just counts how many items are in the games array, and it returns that value for the number of cells. And then for my cell for row at index path, I just have my cell identifier, which I think it gave me a warning unless I named it in here. But I just named it the same thing just in case, but I think I could get away without using this code. And then I have my cell creation from my custom table cell class, which I'll go over in a second. So it just creates a this DQ reusable cell with identifier. I'm using my cell identifier, and if this cell doesn't exist, then it makes it. So it just makes it with the default style. And then I set the label, which is game name.text, equal to the games array at that given path. So that would just be one of the 20 rows. It just sets the label equal to that. And then for editing mode, I have the button here, which just sets editing to true. And then I have for my editing style delete, it removes it from the game. It removes the game, and then it removes its info, and then it removes the row from the table view. And then I have it just automatically set to editing to no after, so it just turns off all the editing when you delete something. And then my custom table cell, I just have a UI label, which is the game name. So that just lets me set the actual label text. I have an image too, but I just use the same image for everything, which is just this Sony logo. So this is my image, and then here's one string, and then here's another string. And then in my second view controller, in the header file, I have two variables. I have the text view, and then I have this string, which is a property, so I can set it using this method in my segue, so it just set game info string. And then inside of the second view controller on view did appear, I just set the text equal to that string. So every time the view loads, it will populate that text box. So here's my app. Like I said, it just gives a list of 20 games that I own for the PlayStation 3. And then if I click on one of them, it gives a description of the actual game. Have the back button here because I use a navigation controller. Then if I go to edit, all of the little icons pop up. If I click this one and I hit delete, it removes it out of there. So that's how my app works. One thing that I would have changed is this huge array that I have And I think normally I probably just would use core data for this, but since it's just a simple app, we needed to just use arrays. It's a lot of text. So yeah, that's my app, and I'll see you guys next week.